Stay one step ahead with Dubai Eye.
I think you need some fun, and I think you need a place that makes you feel comfortable and actually gets you out of the zone of the work think. So it's unfamiliar. I've had meetings with people on trains because it's just a new environment.
Yeah.
So in bowling alleys, so unusual spots where you cannot be anything but creative.
Yeah.
And I think meetings need to be creative too. So rather than perhaps saying, okay, give me a report on issue X, maybe start the meeting by saying, okay, before you give me your report, tell me about your favourite meal. And it just changes the brain for a moment. The dynamics shift and people suddenly become human. And the word you mentioned before, the human side of things, we have lost that. We're all very, it's about data and numbers and outcomes. But if you get back to the nuts of it, it's about people.
When you mentioned that human element, and this I suppose is one of the problems that is thrown at us with a number of text messages coming in about this, saying we get the human thing, but we also get the demand for efficiency at the moment. Yep. And one of those demand for efficiency is to have a conference call or a face-to-face meeting with all your different clients around the world, or maybe they're even on the same city, rather than having to shoot across the city to meet face-to-face. Do you miss something from that if you're meeting somebody face-to-face, FaceTime on an electronic device?
Yeah. Personally, I think you do. I've always advocated that if there's like three levels, and I do this a lot with the managers I talked about before. If you need to set something up or build a new relationship, the best way to do that is face to face. Because you get nuances, you get a sense of a person. There's a physical shift that goes on. If you cannot achieve that, then I think a phone call is good because again, you've got that humanity. There's a sense, there's a voice. Okay, there are some tones. It's appealing to Broca's area in your brain. If you can't do that, then of course electronic, email or text is a good thing. But that's very much the last bastion. I think you've got to start, or the aim should be face to face. Whether it's a group meeting or a physical one-on-one meeting. I did some work with NEC earlier this year, and they've got some remarkable technology that allows you to essentially brainstorm and talk, and as if there are people there in the next room, but they're a continent away. Yeah. But the act of seeing them and interacting in real time was interesting. It wasn't a conference call. It just shifted the whole landscape in relation to the way you teleconference.
I love that. I remember it's my first early days in TV, and Joe, I know you worked in TV as well. And I always had that idea in my head that you sort of saw these amazing people on screen and things like that. And I never really believed. I'd seen it in certain films and things like that, but I'd never really believed the old business on top and just social down below. And you just walk into these studios and these guys absolutely pristine from waist down, and then just a pair of
Bermuda shorts.
Bermuda shorts, brilliant.
But you know what? That's creativity. And it makes them feel comfortable.
Yes,
and
exactly,
I think it's getting back to that. So if there's a meeting that needs to be had, who says you have to dress in a suit?
Yeah,
things like that. Who says you have to appear a certain way? Now, if there's an edict that says you do have to, that's different. But if you can mix it up, and again tap into that sense of fun and bring some humanity to the outcome, that's a great thing.
Stay one step ahead with Dubai Eye.